Hello parents, welcome back. It's Lea Cruz again with Excel College Planning and Digital College Planner. So I have done many seminars over the past decade, and when I come across parents that have ninth graders, after the seminar, they usually come up to me and they say, oh my gosh, thank you so much for all the information. I found it very helpful. I took a lot of notes, and we're definitely going to come and see you next year because our student's only a ninth grader and we're definitely still so early. And my typical response is usually, no, you're definitely not early. This is a great time to get started with your college planning process. Now, they're just entering high school. We don't want to overwhelm them with a lot of like, oh, you should do all these things, but there are definitely little things and some planning that they can get started on early in their freshman year, which could end up setting the stage for the following years in high school. So in one of my previous video, I talked a little bit about why planning is important on the financial side as early as freshman year. But today I want to talk a little bit about the academic side. So if your student did really well in middle school, they finished with good grades, A's and B's, then that's actually a good sign that they should maybe take some more challenging and yet manageable classes like honors classes into their freshman year. Now, I always suggest to take honors advanced courses in subjects that they actually excel in, okay? How they do in these courses is going to let them know going into the sophomore year on whether they can handle maybe taking more honors classes, maybe taking some AP classes or IB classes in some cases to continue to challenge themselves, but then again, in classes that they're going to do well in, right? Because it's also just as important to get really good grades or good grades as a result in taking those classes. Colleges like to see that students are challenging or have challenged themselves by taking rigorous courses and in turn getting good grades, taking those courses. Also, freshman year is a good time to explore their interests, okay? So I call it the tryout and the checkout year as well. So it's a good time for them to try out maybe 2-3 different sports to see which ones they like. Maybe check out 3 to 4 different clubs that they have interest in, or maybe have volunteer opportunities in causes that they value or care about. And if there's not a club that they find interesting, I also encourage them to start your own club. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's definitely going to show some good initiative and leadership, right? Which is probably going to look good in their academic application. We just want them to be happy doing it, right? And by the end of the freshman year, then that should be the time that they're going to decide like which sports am I going to stick with and which clubs am I going to commit to for the rest of the high school years. Okay. I just want to let you know, in case I have not shared it in one of my previous videos, that I'm speaking and sharing my knowledge and experience, not just as a college planner for the past decade, but also as a parent, okay? Going through this process with you along the way. So I am actually a mother of 3 boys. So I now have a 12th grader, I have a 10th grader, and then I have a 2nd grader. So 3 boys, they keep me busy. But anyway, so when my now senior in high school entered his freshman year, we encouraged him to try out for, like 2-3 different sports just to kind of see which one he's going to like. And he was hesitant at first because in his mind, he's like, I'm not very athletic. I don't know if I'm going to do this. But I said, hey, you know what? So why don't we find something that you think you might enjoy doing? So he likes to swim. He loves the water. So we encourage him maybe try out for some water sports, right? So he tried out for water polo and swim. And although he wanted to commit to both, I just knew that he was not happy doing water polo, but just the kind of kid that he is. He likes to just start, commit, and finish with it. And I, as a mother, felt like that he wasn't going to be happy doing that. So I told him, I said, it's okay if you're not going to continue on with that. You can spend your time maybe taking more classes, or dual enrollment courses that you can like try out, instead. If you're not happy, don't do it, right? But he did stick with swim, right? So he did that for all of the years in high school. He's still in it now, despite of his busy schedule and taking IB classes and having a part-time work. He chose to still stick with it and finish through high school. But he was not the most athletic swimmer in the team, or one of the most athletic swimmer in the team, but he strived every year to continue to get better individually, like try to be faster with his time. And as a parent, that's all you could ask for. But he did so well in that sport in his own way, that in his junior year, he was chosen to be a co-captain of the team, and actually ended up getting the coaches award for the year. So proud of him. But in terms of clubs, he checked out like 3 or 4 clubs. He stuck with 2. One being the National Honor Society, so that he can continue to do volunteer hours. That's pretty much one of the common ones with most of the high schools. So definitely have your students get involved with that. And then also he joined a club called Interact with one of his friends. And Interact happens to be a part of a Rotary club in our community, and actually called the Monarch Beach Sunrise. Okay, and this particular Rotary is focused in doing a lot of community and environmental projects to help improve quality of life for those in the community or involved in the community. So from that club alone, he was able to serve the community and accumulated over 200 volunteer hours. So he was very much involved with that. And he was also given a scholarship to attend a 3-day camp, which they called RYLA. You might want to look that up. It's called, it stands for Rotary Youth Leadership Award, to help them develop leadership skills, communication skills. They heard from a lot of motivational speakers, and met a lot of now friends, and hopefully create lasting friendships with them, right? And these are great things and experiences too that he got to put on his admissions applications. But also I really do feel that it made a big impact in his personal development, more so that he actually, from one of his experiences in this club, he wrote about it on his Common App essay, which again, part of his admissions application. So hopefully that'll also help him, right, get into one of these top schools that he would love to attend. So I'm definitely going to keep you posted on that. So we are definitely hearing back from colleges now, but once we hear from all the colleges, I will let you know where he got in and where he'll be going this fall. So it's kind of an exciting yet very, very stressful time for us right now. But anyway, not to drag this any longer, because I can go on and on when it comes to talking about my boys here. But anyway, so if you found this content helpful, I actually created this guide. It's called the 4-year high school, 4-year high school game plan. And this is highlighting 3 smart moves for each year that I recommend academically and financially. And you can get your free guide today by clicking on the link in the description. And make sure you download that right after the video is done. And then again, if you found this content helpful, I would appreciate it if you like and subscribe, so that you can be notified when I have new videos that's going to be coming out to help you through your college planning process. And thank you so much for stopping by. And as always, happy planning.